my eyes run really fast. Year round.
Yeah. So, but I'll get you. They do. Don't disappoint. That's right. At all.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
I guess I need help.
Yeah, well, yeah, for that.
They did. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna take it. That's awesome.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
But what now? Is it?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just
Good
correct.
evening, everyone. The meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen is now called to order. I will have prayer. Mr. Jimmy Young, will you lead us in prayer?
Father God, thank you for the kind of this moment, this evening. Father God, keep your arms around us, we love each other, treat each other right. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Fountain. Alderman Jones. Alderman Shipp. Alderman Teal. Alderman Merriweather. Mayor, you have all board members present.
Thank you. Next, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, I'd like to ask for prayers for the family, for the following families. Reverend Sean Powell, pastor of Jones Grove Family Church. Family Ms. Freddie Holland Jeffries. Prayers for the family of pharmacist Scott Robinson. Prayers for the family of Mr. Larry Darnell Pointer. Prayers for the family of Mr. Lieutenant Ivy III. Prayers for the family of Miss Anita Martin. Prayers for the family of Miss Evelyn Jones. and prayers for the family of Mrs. Marion Edwards. And then also would like to ask for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Next, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I have a couple items to say.
Okay, all right. What is the items? I can see where it's at.
The first one will be, update, on the Arkansas.
So you add that as item number 25, let's see, 26A. Is there anything else?
Next one will be, the cable contract.
26B. All right,
And the next one will be, folks from Christmas lights.
okay. 27C.
On 6,
Yes, thank you, 26C. All right. All right, is there a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
And I move that we adopt the agenda.
second.
It's been moved by Alderman Shields, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 5 ayes, 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 aye telephonically by fountain. All right, first we have the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have the following items. Item number 1, motion to authorize transfer of $162,055.65 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund for February 2025 sales tax. Item number 2, motion to authorize transfer of $64,635.98 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund for homestead. Item number 3, motion to authorize transfer of $1,575 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund for ABC liquor tax. Item number 4, motion to authorize payment of $1,397,524.37 to the Holly Springs School District February 2025 settlement. Item number 5, motion to authorize transfer of $2,388.27 from the general ACH fund to the public money market February 2025 tourism. Item number 6, motion to authorize payment of $1,194.14 to the Holly Springs Tourism February 2025 tourism settlement. Item number 7, motion to authorize payment of $871.50 to the Department of Finance and Administration municipal court assessment February 2025 settlement. Item number 8, motion to authorize transfer of $827.50 from the general ACH fund to the general operating fund February 2025 in court. Item number 9, motion to authorize transfer of $61,407.66 from the general ACH fund to the public money market February 2025 tourism. And then item number 10, motion to authorize payment of $30,703.83 to the Holly Springs Tourism February 2025 tourism settlement. Is there a motion?
I move that we adopt the consent agenda.
A second. We move by Alderman Hill, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 aye telephonically by fountain. All right.
Mayor, may I ask to try to duplication there on 9 and 10 for tourism? We got 2 pretty good sized figures. 9 and 10. For February tourism.
It's always like that.
So
It's where we get the payment and then we pay half to the local.
Oh, right. But there was.
But thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, next we have public comment. When you come to the table, please state your name and you have 3 minutes to speak. First, we have Mr. Jim Smith. Please come forward. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Smith.
Good evening, Mayor. I'm glad you're feeling better. Jim Smith. I'm sick and tired of coming here meeting after meeting and nothing changes. But unfortunately for you guys, that's not going to stop me from coming and speaking every 2 weeks. On March 8th, I sent an email to all of you and Mr. Wayne Jones concerning a life safety issue with the electrical service at my house. Mr. Ship did respond. He's the only one that responded. But he indicated it's the mayor's responsibility and he can't do anything. Mr. Perry acknowledged my email, but no one else, including my own alderman, responded to my email or my texts. I made an emergency call to the HSUD hotline. I did get a right-of-way crew out to come out and cut away some overgrowth and clear a tree off the line, resolving the life safety issue. But I got a couple of questions. We have aldermen, and anytime I bring an issue, you respond to me by saying it's the mayor's responsibility. So why do we have aldermen if everything falls on the mayor and you can't do anything, which I disagree with? Because you can. You actually can. If you hear me come in and nothing happens, you can bring it up to the mayor if she's the one that's responsible, or bring it up to Mr. Jones if he's the one responsible. By the way, he was at my house 2 months ago with this same situation and did nothing about it. Why do we have aldermen if we don't respond to emails? I mean, they just ignore them. Why does Mr. Jones ignore emails? Why are you paying a GM if he's not even going to talk to the customers of HSUD? Why do we have TVA for conflict resolution on behalf of HSUD? If you call them, you actually speak to somebody and nothing happens. Why do we use TVA? Why does it take 4 telephone calls and 4 voicemails before Mr. Humphreys gets on the phone with you? I mean, what are we doing here? And why does HSUD not comply to the National Electric Code when it comes to, with regard to pole maintenance and life cycle requirements? You're violating National Electric Code. So if my house burns down, it might take Kent Smith 5 years, but eventually I'm going to win. My pole is over 60 years old. It hasn't been replaced. The NEC says it's 25 to 30 years. Do you know what they did when I finally got somebody out? And it's my friend, Munt, came out and hits it with a sledgehammer and says, no, the pole's good. I don't care whether it's good or not. There is a National Electric Code that's free. Oh, I was just getting started, Miss Mayor. But I'm glad you are feeling better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, next we have Ms. Tasha Harris. Please come forward, state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening. How you doing? My name is Tasha Harris. I'm here on behalf of Mohammed Shah for the store down there, BP. They have applied for some type of license, and he said he talked to some lady named Pam, and they said that I could come and speak for them because I am managing the store down there, and they have all their permits and stuff for tobacco and beer and everything, but they trying to get the license.
Hold just one moment.
Okay.
Tap safe.
Okay.
Right now. All right, so, we do have this down, we just received this, this afternoon, and I want to thank you, Ms. Lewis, for taking care of this. Thank you for Ms. Harris for making yourself available. And so I did have some questions earlier. All of you, I should have received a copy of this at your desk that kind of explains when the background checks were performed. Ms. Lewis, do you have any concerns? And just for the record, this was placed on the agenda as item number 26, motion to authorize new owners, MGS Investment LLC, Mr. Mohammed Shah, seeking approval to sell beer at 480 Highway 178 East, Holly Springs, formerly Two Brothers. This is on Van Dorn. Is that the one? Which store is it?
What is at Van Dorn? It's at the fork at the corner of 178 East Van Dorn.
Okay. All right, so there's any, and since you're up, Ms. Harris, we'll go ahead instead of leaving it at the bottom, and you're here already, so thank you for making us aware.
Thank you.
That we'll go ahead and you all will take this into consideration now. Do you all have any questions for Ms. Lewis or for Ms. Harris?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything's here, it's all here.
Yes,
If everything's okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the sale of beer at 480 Highway 178 East, normally Two Brothers. Is there a second? Second. It's a move by Alderman Teal, second by Alderman Shipp. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 aye telephonically. Ms. Harris, if you
Thank you all.
let them know and they can get in contact with Ms. Lewis tomorrow. I thought you were here about your popcorn.
No, but you can still buy something.
I'll check it later. All right, thank you for including. All right, next we have Mr. Rick Ramey. Please come forward, state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I think I like the way Mayor say my name. Say it one more time, Mayor. Again, good evening. My name is Rick Ramey, and I'm here on behalf of some of the citizens and their concerns. And I want to again thank y'all for getting the fire plug fixed at the end of Memphis Street. It looks really good. The young lady the house is in front of, she's very, very excited about having her new red fire plug. So we thank y'all for getting that done and getting it back off the street a little, so if the truck does come, it won't break it. There are several other people that still have concerns. The fire plug on South Center Street, south of Lemac, is still out. It has been broke for over a year due to the bush hogging hitting it and busting the whole fire plug off. And it's just a chunk up there. And if some fire should break out in that area, they would have to run water from somewhere else down Lemac or somewhere because no fire plug in that area. There's still a large hole in the middle of the street on 265 Elder Street. There was a water leak in front of 275 and 285 Elder Street that has been running for a while, and it's running and washing the road away on several properties downhill from it. There's still a gas leak in the area of McKinney Street and College. Thank y'all for getting a large water leak fixed on the corner of Briarwood and Chulahoma. Some of the things are getting fixed, and I'm excited about that. There's a gas leak at the end, still at the end of Chesterman. The road is still eroding on the corner of Chesterman. There's a gas leak in your area, Mayor, where your sisters live.
My area.
Yes, but your sisters live on this corner here. 160 Murray Street gas leak is, you can smell it very strongly. At 180 South Memphis Street, there was a major water leak that had been leaking for months on top of months. And the city and Mr. Jones did get a chance to get that water leak stopped and stop all the water from running out on the ground. It had been running for a while, so the neighbors are excited about that. Lemac Street has several lights out, and the elderly are getting concerned that it's getting too dark when they want to come out of the house. Miss Jones and Miss Kimbrough and several others, they were asking if they could get at least 1 or 2 lights fixed on that street so that they will feel a little safer when they come out at night. There's still several lights out all over the city, and there are a lot of other things that I'm still checking on and still working on, and I'm asking that the board would do their best to try to get some of these things, minor things, fixed. I don't want to hold y'all too long. With that being said, again, I'm Rick Ramey, and I'm running for Alderman, Ward 3. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next we have received an email. Next you see, I have item number 12, GE contract / Nighthawk. And so I see Mr. Thomas is not here. I received an email regarding there was a concern about firewall or something, and that all of a sudden that we needed to make a repair. I received a copy of the professional services engagement letter from CSA. And so I wanted to get some more information there. Also, because at some point we will need to make a transition. We presented Nighthawk before, so we have some more information regarding that. We've also been in contact with GE because of the nature of this situation and what I'm just learning about this. I wasn't privy to the information. I'm trying to get some details about it. That there's possibly a need to extend the GE contract at some point. So I want to put that out there, and we can look at that at a later time, if not later in this meeting, to find out why we're just not learning of some of these things. Next, item number 13 is the motion to authorize settlement of PERS matter with Mr. Jimmy Young due to city error, Ashland. And so, Attorney Perry, I hadn't received anything back from you, so do you have an update?
There's not an update. I did place a call and the gentleman, Mr. I can't remember his name, but we called each other twice. He did call me back after the meeting and I called him again. And so I have not gotten the definitive answer. I know that I have the letter from that gentleman, but I was trying to see if there was any way around it. And I think that letter is the same letter that that Madam Mayor would have regarding how that should be done. So I would, at this point, my advice would be to seek approval pursuant to what the letter indicates. If there can be an additional payment based off of the city simply wanting to rectify what happened, then that would, at the appropriate time after we get that information from PERS, then I would advise. But I think that the letter, and I have a copy of it in my email. Just a second.
I have it here.
You gotta open it up.
I know that we talked the last time, and of course, there's no doubt as to how the city part will be. Ms. Jones, how much is the part for the city and then that interest part?
The city is,
I know that you,
What's 4,000?
one is $44,365.62.
44,300 and what?
$365.62 plus $431.25 for the interest in February 2025.
$431 and what?
$431.25.
Okay. And this is on the city side?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is the city, the total that the city should have paid, and then the interest.
Yes.
What about the interest on the other side that was for the employee side?
$7,170.70.
So Attorney Perry,
Those amounts can be paid.
those amounts. And then we do need to look at it because we need to find out how we can do it without having the employee penalized for something that he was not aware of and it was not his fault. So at this point in time, and Attorney Perry, you correct me, he's saying that he still needs to communicate with that individual that's like phone tag. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is correct.
And so, but the part that is clear is that there can be a motion to authorize the payment of $44,365.62 towards the PERS balance for employee Mr. Jimmy Young. And then also there can be an authorization to pay an interest on that amount of the PERS side to be paid by the city of Holly Springs. And then the $7,170 is the amount that can be paid to PERS for the interest on the employee side. Would that be
That
correct?
is correct. Yes.
All right, so, is there a motion? Is there a motion to authorize those payments? And how much was shown left on the employee side that's left in question?
His total was 20-something thousand.
20,000 plus. Is there a motion? Yes, or the interest, because the interest is going to, did you get the final interest? Has it changed at this point? Or-
No, ma'am. We
Okay, so this is
only
good.
is.
That we get this to them tomorrow.
Yeah, we can get
You mean get the most updated interest amount?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it could be approved at the amount stated in the letter plus whatever.
Plus any
You can write that
additional-
into, correct, whatever the most updated interest amount would, or accrued interest would be.
Mr. Young's interest is through March 2025.
Plus any additional interest or fees that may apply.
Right.
All right, is there a motion? $24,365.62. Interest on the employer side, $431.25. Amount of interest for the employee side, $7,170.70. Plus any interest or, fees. Any
And-
interest or fees that apply.
And if you want, you can reflect in your resolution that attorney to provide an opinion, formal opinion regarding the 23,000 amount, employee amount, because it is the contention of the board that if the employee didn't know. But the problem is that the statute as plain written doesn't say that the city can do it.
Let's finish this
That's
one
what-
first.
Okay.
John's still on his cat.
Okay. All right.
So that's a separate thing.
Yeah.
What he's talking about is the main concern that I had, is that based on the era, there is a $20,000 plus that needs to be paid on the employee side that normally would have been deducted out of the check.
Sure.
But based on an error, it was not deducted out at the time that it was supposed to be, and I'm not sure it's exactly when it was determined, 'cause I just found out about it myself. But so at that point, I'm like, we just need to find a solution for it, try to fix it, because that's a lot for someone to come up for. But there is some concerns as to how we can do it, legally based on how the statute is drafted. So we're looking for a way of that. One of my positions, would be is to look at it from a settlement side, but without looking at it more deeply, I can't just say that. So, as far as that, but, so what Attorney Perry is recommending tonight, don't let me speak for you.
Right.
Is that to do those payments, those numbers that the totals that just provided, allow him additional time to look at that on the, employee side. So that, and then that can be, wrapped up.
So, Madam Mayor, just as a reminder, the error that occurred was for what?
It was for when he went from, when he was, at some point, Ms. Young was part-time and he went to full-time.
Now, what year was this?
This was back before our time.
So this was in,
But it was, I think Ms. Scott found it in the records when she went to do a report, because he didn't come up on the list of people who were hers. At that time, when she realized that he was not on the list from the state, Ms. Wanda Scott then checked into it. And that's when it was realized that for some reason, when it was turned in, mistake was made and he was not included on that list.
what year
Nor
was
were the funds deducted out. I don't have the file with me
this? What
tonight.
year?
2017 when he went 4 times, 2016, 2017.
2016, 2017?
It is,
So,
my recommendation is that if you approve the part that the letter has said you can approve, that the interest that is the employees, PERS says that it is the discretion of the board to do it. In other words, it's the right thing to do, so you should do it, but it's to the discretion of the board. The other, I would recommend we discuss it in executive session. PERS,
Bird,
right, 44,000, whatever, $44,365.62 is owed. Then the interest is owed. Then the employee's interest, the board can pay. The other amount is, and I agree with what the mayor's saying, is something that I think we should discuss it in executive session because it's potential litigation. We could make an agreement to pay. You follow me? If it's the city's fault, then the city should make recompense. It is the right thing to do. But under the way the PERS is constructed, you can't just do it because it comes off as a gift in kind unless it is something that in fact the city should do. It would be the same as if he got hit by a city vehicle and you say, hey, we want to make sure that we write a settlement and sign it. But that discussion should be back there. That's on whatever it was that should have been sent to PERS during that period, 17 to 24. So for 7 years.
That's why I wrote the language as far as 17.
Yeah.
Just in case, so that we can look at it from that perspective, since the statute was not clear on it. All right, is there a motion for this part?
Yeah.
Sir, the amount's $44,365.62. For the amount of the first payment due, from the employer, City of Holly Springs, $431.25 for the interest on the employer, City of Holly Springs side, and then $7,170.70 on the interest side for the employee part. And also authorizing any additional fees or interest that may accrue after this date. The interest for the employer, $431.25, 431.25. Interest on the employee side, $7,170.70. Because they went back all the way to the time for the interest to whether it's 2016 or 2017. So that's why that's there.
Hold all of this to an executive session and get it all clear, then come back and see. That's all I. Clear. It's,
I think that we need to do this in case we lose, because we dealt with this 3 times, so at least that they can see that. And at least the employee who is here will have some type of idea as he makes decisions moving forward.
Now, when did we find this out? January?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying, I'm.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that while he's here. You see a motion to go into closed session?
Conversation.
Is there a second?
Second.
The move by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Shipp. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 eye telephonically and counting. Yes, she's hearing.
You got that letter?
Yeah. Oh, no, they, yes, ma'am. All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, you should move my board. You actually get stuff done.
Hey, man, you gotta know, you gotta know. Hey, but I mean, you come by, I come by and see what I can do. Yeah. Come by.
I think they catch me if I voted in Ward 3. I go for it. At least something's getting done.
That's it, man. Well, I'll come by when they do that.
The board voted to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters related to the Parks and Recs Department. Thank you. We appreciate your patience.
Wasn't there talking about
All right, we're back in session. There was no action was taken. All right, however, we are still at item number 13. Is there a motion regarding, this matter?
So they need to be separate amounts, or can we just do that total?
I would probably break it down and answer the total.
So what is the 44? What is that for? Hey, I need to work that. 365.
That is the employer, the city's portion of
That's
the
better.
first payment that's due as a result of the error. 431.25 is the interest from the city's portion. And then, which I'm not understanding the difference in the size of the interest based on the amount, but,
That's just for that
7,100.
1 month. It's just for 1 month.
And then the interest, anything that that letter says that could be paid, I think, is what's happening. So that's the 44,000.
So the city's portion is $44,796.87. And the employee's interest is $7,170.70.
What was the city's?
44,000.
44,365.63.
796.87.
That's total with.
That's gonna be those two payments.
I think that it's important that it's broken down. So that you-
Well, the $400 is just a 1 month interest payment, and it'll be another one for, well, if it don't go past tonight, but that's just for that 1 month. But it is interest already included in that 44,000.
So the city employee side, employer side is $44,365.63, and also interest $431.25 for the current period. And then on the employee side, interest in the amount of $7,170.70. And this interest, if I understand you correctly, Ms. Johnson, is going back to the initial month of the error.
Yes, it is. And it's 44,365.62.
62.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a motion?
Interest over.
The employee, the employer first portion, 44,365.62. The employer payment interest portion, 431.25. The employee interest for the entire period so far, 7,170. And then is that 70, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Mayor, I move that we authorize payment to PERS on behalf of Mr. Jimmy Young due to error, due to city error in regards to his deductions. The employer amount owed is $44,365.62. Interest owed by the employer is $431.25. And interest owed by the employee is $7,170.70.
Is there a second?
Sir.
It's a move by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Ship. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes 4 ayes and 1 nay telephonically and Fausti. All right, thank you. And then Attorney Perry, if you'll look at that and get back with us on that remaining amount.
Okay.
Mr. Young, if you'll get with the clerk's office tomorrow and myself, and we'll try to explain to you what happened. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. All right, next, motion to approve municipal court judges training May 28th through the 30th at the Golden Nugget, Biloxi, Mississippi, to include, hotel registration. I'm trying to see if that was on, and per diem. I know it's required training.
Is this a judge's?
Yeah, this for, Judge Barker.
Good update.
Something like that on it. So it's include the hotel, registration and per diem.
Registration, hotel registration, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll move to approve municipal court judges training May 28th through 30th, 2025, Golden Nugget in Biloxi, Mississippi, including hotel registration.
The second,
Okay.
and move off the chair, second by the sheriff. All those in favor?
Uh,
All those opposed? Motion passes 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 aye telephonically and Townsend. All right, next, motion to approve the municipal court clerks, officer training at Cotton House in Cleveland, Mississippi, March 20th through the 21st, 2025, with no expense to the city.
Then I'll move to approve of this court clerk, officer training at the Cotton House, Cooking Mississippi. March 20th through 20th, March 20th to 21st, 2025, with no expenses.
It's a move, Alderman Shipp, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor? Motion passes 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 aye telephonically and Townsend. All right. Item number 16, motion to appoint Holly Springs Municipal Election Commissioner, and, I don't know, Ms. Jones and I talked about it. One young lady did reach out to us, Ms. Hope, Hubbard Clark. And asked about, being appointed. She had not, one of the individuals she had, and I let her talk about this, decided that she was not going to be available. That's Ms. Johnson. And, but Ms. Hubbard Clark did reach out and inquire about this position. Their motion. This is for the municipal election commission. We did it last week, but one of the ladies, decided that she wasn't going to be it. Ms. Johnson. There's a motion before you to appoint Mrs. Hubbard Clark as a municipal election commissioner. Is there a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
She said just presented Hope as the election commission.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there several people, or is just one person on that's up for the position?
We only need one.
Okay, and she's volunteer.
Yes,
Yes,
she's
she
all
knows.
required.
She's the only one we
The
talked
other
about.
lady, she's not interested.
The last I spoke with her, and I hadn't been able to speak with her today, but she was, but I hadn't been able to speak with her today. So I can't say, no, this is not, no, ma'am. Miss Marion.
Yeah, that was fine.
So are we okay with this?
But after Clark did,
That's, they need to be available.
Need to be what?
Available.
I'll say we have.
Motion is not.
Oh, yes, we have to have somebody by tonight. We have to, when there's a hearing that needs to be
Clark
scheduled.
lives in the city limits, Miss Mary, and I don't believe that was.
That's your motion.
She does, she lives in the county, correct?
No, ma'am.
It's in the city, man.
It's city.
It's Ward 1.
I hope it's in Ward 4, but the other young lady lives in the county, I do recall that.
She's in Ward 1.
Yes, they're on pictures. All right, I'm gonna go to the next one while everybody ponders that. Item number 17, motion to approve training for the Holly Springs Planning Commissioners to attend, the Planning Commissioner Training March 24th, 2025, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Northwest Community College, Haraway Center in Senatobia, Mississippi, to include mileage and per diem.
Alderman Falcon wanted to know if you wanted her to make the motion. She was trying to make the motion.
Before you went on.
So, number 16.
We'll come back to that.
Absolutely.
For this, okay.
She
The
said
move
she'll
by
come
Alderman
back.
Jones, there's second.
Second.
The move by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Hill. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays. Great job, Ms. Lewis. Kim Putnam, telephonically and Fountain. All right. Item number 18, motion to authorize Mr. Eddie Jefferson, commercial plate, to attend the Mississippi Rural Water Association Water Certification Class, April 7th through the 10th, 2025, Senatobia, Mississippi. Registration fee plus hotel and per diem.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
The move by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 absent. 1 telephonically in Fountain. All right. Item number 19. Motion to authorize payment to poll workers, resolution board, committee membership, coming 2025 municipal primary election.
That's why I moved to authorize payment to poll workers resolution for committee members for the upcoming 2025 primary election.
Second.
It's moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 aye telephonically in Fountain. Item number 20, motion to authorize municipal election commissioners to attend training in Jackson, Mississippi on April 14th, 2025, to include per diem and registration fee.
I'll make the motion.
Moved by Alderman Teal,
Second.
second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 absent, 1 telephonically in Fountain.
And why absent being Joan?
Oh, and 1 absent, 3 ayes.
He was out on that previous one.
3 ayes, 0 nays, 1 aye telephonically, and 1 absent in Jones. All right, item number 20, motion to authorize the municipal election commissioners.
No, let's do that.
Oh, I just did 20, that's right. 21, motion to authorize change order number 1 in the amount of $25,563.24 for the MDOT water line project to be paid to Hickson County Construction.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Teal, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 aye telephonically in Fountain. Item number 22, motion to appoint and hire Mr. Marcus Carpenter and Mr. Javion Gardner as part-time firefighter positions at a rate of $12 per hour. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Teal, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 aye telephonically in Fountain. And I believe those young men are here. Okay, all right, thank you. Nice to meet you. And the other young man, Gardner?
Yeah, he didn't make it a family emergency.
Okay, all right. And then also, I was given this, start of the meeting, Chief Crane has a request, recommendation for Mr. James Williams Jr. to go from full-time to part-time.
You asking for motion, man?
Yes,
I'll make the motion.
all right. Is there a second?
Second that motion.
It's a move by Alderman Teal, second by Alderman Schiff, to move Mr. James Williams from full-time to part-time. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes, 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 aye telephonically in Fountain. Next, city general bills and claims.
I move we pay the city judge.
Is there a second?
Second.
So moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 aye telephonically in Fountain. All right. Item number 24, city utility bills and claims.
I move we pay the city judge.
Is there a second?
Second.
So moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor? Motion passes, 4 ayes. Thank you, Ms. Oliver. 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 eye telephonically in Fountain. Item number 25, motion to approve January 21st, 2025 regular board meeting minutes and February 4th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes. Your motion.
Madam Mayor, I move to approve the January 21st, 2025 regular board minutes. February 4th, 2025 regular board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Teal. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 4 ayes, 0 nays, and 1 eye telephonically in Fountain. And next, I think you said that Alderman Fountain was interested in making motion item number 615. And my recommendation was the motion to appoint Mrs. Hope Hubbard Clark as the Holly Springs Municipal Election Commissioner. All right. Is there a motion for item number 16? Hope Hubbard Clark.
Madam Mayor, I make the motion to appoint Holly Springs Municipal Election Commissioner Hope Hubbard Clark.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
It's removed by Alderman Merriweather, second by Alderman Jones. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Roll call, please.
Alderman Fountain,
Aye.
Alderman Jones,
Aye.
Alderman Shipp,
Aye.
Alderman Teal, Alderman Merriweather.
Aye. Motion passes 4 ayes. Next, Alderman Shipp, you added,
And one telephone.
oh, and 1 telephone. Thank you. 1 eye telephonically, 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 eye telephonically in Fountain. All right, next item number 26A. Alderman Shipp, you asked for an update on the ARPA funds. What's your question?
Have all monies been, sent to the designated places?
Not yet. Checks have been made. I called, Sacred Hearts are waiting on a call back from their accountant because there was a concern about that. And then I saw a very interesting email, but the check has been cut and he and I have been in dialogue, but I have not heard back from him on that. With the streets and everything, and Ms. Fitz is not here tonight, but we met with Mr. Mario Jeffries, with the county and have worked out everything. He said that it was doable, but now we're just waiting on them. I'm not sure what the holdup is. No, it's election time.
And what streets did we decide to do?
So, those are the ones that they looked at to see which one that could cover, but I don't have that with me tonight, so. But the ones that we looked at that were on, we pulled them from the list, that the consultants made that could be done within the confines of the funds that we had. All right. Item number 26, cable update. Cable contract updates.
Yeah, the cable contract we had to be signed.
With, Max now.
I'm trying to,
It's good.
On the, yeah, that's fine. I looked at it. Few minutes back, but I don't have an issue with it at all.
So we're getting the biggest bang for our buck out of them. I mean, the most, I'm sure.
It's legal.
Okay.
That's my concern. I don't know.
moment.
Right.
All right, item number 26, C, you had Christmas lights, Alderman Ship.
We need to make a motion.
I can't remember the exact name of it.
I know you can, but don't you do it, 'cause you probably don't have to sign it, because I'm not comfortable with it.
I don't have a problem with it legally, but that's, but that's I'll leave it at that. It's the best contract and all those things.
So I can't remember the correct terminology. So we can make the motion for it.
Just nice, cable contract.
Okay. Did you make the motion? Did you know the words up?
Yeah.
That's, okay.
Lucky. I move that we execute the contract between Net South and City of Holly Springs.
Is there a second? A second. It's a move by Alderman Ship, second by Alderman Merriweather, all those in favor?
So the discrepancy or something.
I'm just not comfortable with it based on the fact of that I feel like that we're leaving revenue on the table.
But we didn't touch it. Can you?
Like it did.
That's why, but Alderman Ship said he's comfortable.
And we already been under the contract. For
And there is no change to it.
All right, so it's been moved by Alderman Ship, second by Alderman Merriweather. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes, 4 ayes and 1 aye telephonically. And then Alderman Ship, 26C, Christmas lights.
Okay, we have, two bids here for, Christmas lights. One from Jubilee Decor and one from Holiday Designs. Jones. Usually, just say, and Holiday Designs,
He said bid.
But is it a quote?
Let me see.
Okay.
Sending you a picture.
I'm busy.
God bless you.
I know I'm scared.
God bless you. God bless you.
I'm gonna come back to one, well, we can, because it can be just quickly. I'm trying to get an understanding of this that we're learning about. Jones, Wayne Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there was something that was emailed regarding, CSA Service Association, professional services engagement. Yeah.
Jones, you come forward, please.
So there was, I received something regarding a personal services engagement letter. And it said for basic networking support. What is this regarding?
This regards the firewall. There was a change in GE's firewall. And that change in GE's firewall subsequently means that there must be changes in our firewall and in CSA's firewall, because GE changed their firewall. So when we went,
So when did they tell us about the change for the firewall?
a week or so ago.
Just a week ago?
Yeah, just that letter, I received that. I got that they sent that letter when we were talking about purchasing the firewall from CSA, and they asked that LaShawn sent that letter stating that they would need the letter of intent signed. It has to do with our payments to CSA and Vanguard and the fact that they've been
But they
late.
sent this to us about a week ago.
I think they sent that to me. I think that was the 13th. I got to look at my email
Okay,
that I
about a week
received.
ago. And so it says basic networking, but it's actually for the firewall. So what effect is that going to have? Is that going to affect our day-to-day business or how we do that? I'm not the computer guru, but what will that affect? How's that going to affect the utility department since the GE meters are smart meters? Will they be able to function or will they not be able to function?
In the email, I stated that we have not been receiving reads from GE since the firewall went. They decided that they were going to change the firewall. That's been almost 7 days, and so we are not. The automated meter reading system we are not getting reads. It's not
So
working.
the smart meters are not reading right now.
The-
That's what that, and they just told us that about a week ago.
Yes. Yeah.
And then this process, and I'll contact CSA, the process to make this change, how long would that take, or do I need to, I guess, ask Mr. Jefferson, the IT person about that, because he'd be familiar with it?
Oh, Mr. Jefferson, myself, Mr. Boga, Mr. Daniel Randall, we've been discussing this with GE.
So how long will it take to get the change?
Well, first of all, the software has to arrive. It won't arrive possibly till tomorrow, but we've ordered it. Once the software is ordered, it has to be configured. Configuring the software involves knowledge that we may not necessarily possess here today because the software was configured 10 years ago, and we don't have contact with the people.
How long is it going to take? Because that's something that we need to know, and the public needs to know, because that means that if the meters aren't reading, that's going to affect the billing. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
So how long is it going to take? And Mr. Jefferson, are you back there? How long is it going to take
That's not
for?
meant to be approved by us to do.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm not sure exactly. Well, now GE can change, I guess, their firewall
Sure, they can do it.
whenever they want to because of the issues. But if they change theirs, it's going to affect how we operate with them and whether we will have access.
Yeah, I understand all that. He said something's gonna arrive tomorrow.
The software, yeah, so I don't know if there was, it should have, and that's why I'm asking the
I'm not
question.
sure.
As
Jared,
now CSA
he would.
did send a
How much that
letter
software?
asking for the authority, which we've done these before about different things, I brought these in. You all have given the authority to sign off on them, like if they were going to do training or come in and whatnot. So, Mr. Jefferson, if you were going to estimate how much time it would take to facilitate the changes, Mr. Jones said that some software, and I guess it's the software coming from GE.
No, I put in an order with CDW.
Okay, so.
They hardware firewall.
So it is something that the city's having to purchase?
Yeah.
Okay, so the city's purchasing the software, it should get here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then how long will it take to make that transition so that we know, because this is going to affect the bills from what I'm hearing. I'm not the computer person. So how long is it going to take to get the firewall and then get things back up and running?
Well, based on the meeting we had Friday, speaking with Daniel and GE and CSA, about 10 years or so, it took them about 2 months to get it up and running. So the fact that we don't have access to the current Cisco firewall that's in place right now, we basically trying to reverse engineer without the information we actually need off of that. So basically we'll be rebuilding the whole network, and as far as far as things go, we don't know like what will be disconnected once we start messing with it. So
It's not funny, Attorney Perry.
I got a sick sense of humor. And
I know,
and so,
you
it,
know,
it just sounds like a lot of,
I understand. So,
yeah, it's a lot to do.
yeah, a lot of,
So it's 2
Yeah.
months if it works properly, but it may even be longer because you don't have access to the old stuff that's here. So in other words, we're gonna be manually reading everything.
Yes.
So every meter will have to be manually read.
So with that contract with GE, is there not some language in there that they have to give us so many days ahead of time before they just say, oh, sorry, can't see what we see?
You would think.
Yes.
I think that it should be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check with them. Like I
If you
said,
change firewall and all of a sudden you're.
I just found out, so I'm gonna check with them tomorrow. In the meantime, as we talked about earlier, the broad shoulders, that we have to see, because one way or the other, GE is going to stop, their system is going to stop communicating with our system. Would that be correct, Mr. Jefferson?
Yeah.
It's already stopped, Tom.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to tell me with your eyebrow that's going on.
I'm sorry.
Catching
That's
up
what it sounds
with
like.
you. I'm catching up with you.
Yeah, right now we just trying.
So it's
sink
already,
or
so
swim
we're,
right now.
we're already in the land of manualness, in other
Yes,
words,
yes.
of all hands on
So
deck.
how much was this program that we on?
I don't think I got a read since like January.
Since January.
So what's the framework?
So, well, they sent this letter requesting, CSA did, because they want to come in and help, but even with them coming in and helping, as Mr. Jefferson is saying, that it's still going to, take probably 2 months or greater in order to get everything acclimated and make sure that our stuff is reading with their stuff, because they don't have access, like some things we found where there was no password, nobody had access. But I am very concerned about, us learning about this at the last minute. So how much? So yeah, so
Right now.
That's for
right about that. So I knew that it was under. I wasn't sure where it came from. All right, so Alderman Jones asked a question as to the plan, and I think that's it. So the plan right now is the software to
The hardware.
the hardware.
The plan is every weekend, like this weekend, if CSA can come out, get started Saturday, because you don't want to take your network down and then have HSUB down. So it's best to do it over the weekend where.
So will that affect as well as, like, say, in the business office and the cashiers and accounting and accounts payable? Will it affect all of that as well?
Right now, we don't know what all that Cisco firewall connected to. So that's what we have to do to map everything out as we go. It'll be trial and error.
And so, well, I did early on, but nobody agreed with me. So, but we can still look back at that, I guess, but I mentioned that when we came because it's been a problem. But I'm really concerned. Now, GE had been relatively good about letting us know different things, like we've talked with them about some other things, even as we look to transition to Nighthawk or whoever that's been recommended by our team, we're still going to need their assistance. It's not so simple to just separate. It's like you got the roses with the weeds. And I don't know if we're the weeds or if they're the weeds. But right now, we're all in it together. And so there has to be a plan, as Alderman Jones said, for us to even do that. But I'm quite concerned. I will call Ms. Proctor tomorrow to get more details. But in light of everything and with the request for this, we're still going to need CSA to do something. So I am asking for the authority to retain their professional services so that they can come in and look at it and help us with whatever way that we need, so that I can talk to them and get some more details so that we can let the public know, because I'm already, as you know, getting, calls and emails from different individuals. We're just about getting on track. The other thing that I'm going to request of you all, in addition to the authority to execute this letter for professional services engagement letter, is also to request the authority to actually advertise for for a contract with a meter reading company, and to actually advertise that in the paper so that we can get a full company there. Because everything from what you are describing to me, everything's going to be manual.
It's correct.
So I'm asking for it already is according to the Jones third. So.
You mentioned that about the meter reading.
Mhm.
I was reviewing, the Terran meter company that we have, Jolly, and I have some major concerns with that.
I have as,
Um,
go ahead.
The information, bills are inconsistent to me. Because if you look back at the bill from September 9th to October 21st, they reported that they read 4,549 meters with 3 people. That's technically just about a month time frame. And then if you look at this most recent bill from December 30th to February 26th, there's 2 months and there's 2 people, and they reported that they read 5,549 meters. Now, I mean, just logically, how is that possible? Is what I'm saying. And so I think there's some discrepancies in regards to what they're actually doing. I'm not certain if they're just reporting numbers. I'm not certain what's really happening, but if you really look closely at that, those 2 bills within itself, you can see the inconsistencies.
I explained those inconsistencies about in one of my packets. I can look for it right now. That's got to do with the fact that when you look at the times when the meters were being read for the bills that you say, that's the difference between them reading the meters with us in the car and them reading the meters when they weren't once they were trained, and then they get paid by the individual meter. That's why they go out and they get more done, because when they're not, quote unquote, when they're by themselves, they have an opportunity to get more meters read. They get paid for individual meters that they read. So, and I don't have it in front of me, but I broke it down myself. I've looked at the charges and everything, and it's not, it's not that we're not being beat. I'll put it that way.
So what's the system for accountability in regards to ensuring, that this company is actually reading the meters?
Okay, well, when they were with us, they were with one of our guys in the truck, so they had to learn the routes. And then when they're actually,
Hold on.
okay,
So even with one of our guys in the truck, assisting them on reading the meters, they still read.
They still bill for it.
yeah,
Since they were on their own.
yes,
There's not making sense.
So we paid them in their employees.
they had to be trained. I mean, if they're not trained, then we weren't gonna catch up as far as the meter reading is concerned. We actually caught up, and the bills were out on time.
No, that's a lie.
Hey, man, wait a minute.
I just got my bill today. It was due March 15th.
Hold on, Mr. Smith.
I'm
just confused on that part, Mr. Jones.
I included the explanation in one of the packets. I just have to dig it up. I don't have, matter of fact, I don't have my packet with me that was probably, it's been more than a month ago. Because you asked me about that and I included it in the packet, but we never went back over.
Okay, so there are 2 matters before us, and Alderman Jones, I understand I have the same concerns. So the matter before us is dealing with this firewall. Like I said, I'll check with Ms. Proctor regarding the timing of it all, because normally he will reach out and communicate. And we just about resolved some of the other issues that we were working with them on.
Well, when I checked her about it, because I was kind of upset with the short notice. Now she did tell me that she did try to reach out, but a few months ago. So I don't know.
All right, I'll check with her tomorrow and get an understanding as to the timing. In the meantime, so that we can at least look into it, I need a motion to authorize the execution of a professional services engagement letter with CSA in an effort to deal with the firewall networking matter.
I like the motion.
It's been moved by Alderman Teal.
Second.
It's been seconded by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 4 ayes and 1 eye telephonically. Thank you so much, Mr. Jefferson. And then
I do got one question.
the other thing is a motion to authorize advertisement and I'm not sure if this is going to be the right way. It's going to depend on the cost, and we can do it, I guess, up to a certain amount, Attorney Terry, to advertise for a contract with a meter reading company. That we can advertise in various places, including the South Reporter, as soon as possible.
What would be the length of the agreement?
I don't know, but I guess, we can only do it this way for an amount not to exceed that amount that's in there. So it's going to be more about that. And then at that point, we can look at it. If it looks like it's going to be something that goes a bit further, then we'll have to look at doing the actual bids.
Okay.
But in the meantime, just so that we
Have somebody to.
have some type of something in progress. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved by Alderman Jones, second by Alderman Schiff. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 4 ayes, 1 eye telephonically in counting. All right, so after I find out a little bit more regarding that, I will check back. Now, there's one other thing with item number 26C, Christmas lights.
I have a question before we go
Oh,
into that.
yes, go ahead.
What plan do you have moving forward since the meters are not reading?
Aldermanship, I have been communicating with GE for the last 6 months. I have passed on emails from GE to everyone.
What he's
here.
asking is, what are we going to do to get the bills ready?
And
So
what,
in the
and,
meantime,
and what I recommend we do is enter into a consulting agreement with Atwell and Gent so that we can get the questions answered that we need to have answered so that we don't continue to run into these unknown mistakes that I had no idea that the software firewall was going to need to be replaced. And hindsight is perfect. But back in October and November, when I was recommending that we move ahead, we could have been that much further down the road in having new meters installed by now. And that's what we need to do. We need to get a new AMI system.
So I appreciate that, Ms. Jones. So probably what we're going to have to do is what we're doing, and that's all hands on deck. We did hire some individuals, and we're probably going to have to pull some individuals from other departments in the meantime. Once we get CSA in, then they can look at it and tell us exactly how drastic it is, and hopefully there's somebody who's been with them who was here when this started, when these matters were put in. But no, to answer one of the things that I heard here, GE did not email me. I actually, though, because I am human and because we make mistakes, I actually did go back through my emails to search and check to see if I had missed anything from them. but I will be calling them tomorrow to find out, and I'm sure if she emails me, she will send me a copy of it. We actually have talked about some other matters, and she has emailed me regarding the payments that we've discussed, but there have been some things that people have definitely taken me out of the loop. But I will check with her and see if she says she emailed me, then I'll happily bring it and show it to you all. But that would not be like Ms. Parker. She's gonna tell whoever she thinks that she's working with to the point of calling you as well. So I'm not sure what happened, but in the meantime, we have to do a solution for which of those two things that I mentioned there. One of the things I will be talking with our team, aldermanship, to find out who all we had and go back to as we were pulling people to make sure that everybody can, and even on the weekend, to see what we can do. In the meantime, once we have those answers, we can, because I know at some point, I know I'm gonna be checking out.
What about hiring, more?
I got
So we can look at that too.
Because out here, you can really heat out.
Yes, yes, I did find out about that through the grapevine, so we can look at that as well. We do have some, applications in, and we have had some people who've inquired about working with us full time, so, we can do that. Let us go now to that next item for that item 26C, and that was dealing with the Christmas lights. All right. And that's, Alderman Schiff, maybe do I have any questions for him? Now, what's your pleasure?
The ones that are line items, 20, 23 of these, 25 of those ones that are attached to homes. Some of them.
Yeah.
Those are attached to both of them.
No, we're going to do that pause.
No.
Keep that out. I tell Ramiro whether my thought after the meeting.
Oh, no.
So.
Has Belinda had a chance to look at that?
All right, what's your pleasure?
Alderman Fountain, have you had a chance to look at those posts?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a large Christmas tree?
Mhm.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
To go with,
Holiday design.
this.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion. That we purchase, Christmas lights from Holiday Design in the amount of $44,176.75. The best quote, these monies coming from the, children.
Is there a second?
Second.
The move by Alderman Schiff, second by Alderman Shields. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes 4 ayes. Oh, I'm sorry, nays. 3 ayes. 1 nay in Alderman Jones, and 1 aye telephonically. All right, I am going to start. If anyone has any questions, you can talk tomorrow. I'll turn it over to you all. Right. Oh, one thing I do want to remind everyone of is that we are doing the expunishment clinic on March 28th. It's going to be at City Hall. It'll be from 8 until 2 o'clock. If you have an arrest or a charge or conviction and for a misdemeanor in justice court or municipal court, you can get a copy of your abstract and bring that to us. Then also, if you have a felony matter, you can also go to the circuit clerk's office and get a copy of your sentencing order, as well as your indictment and abstract, which will show your status. You have to have paid all fines and completed all the requirements. We are very excited about this. Has been a major part of the Gibson administration to provide this opportunity to everyone. We know that sometimes mistakes can affect individuals' abilities to get jobs or even certain types of government funding. If you know of someone who's interested in volunteering, any attorneys Please let us know that as well. You can find it on the website and the Facebook page, the additional details for that. And so very excited. I want to thank the officers of our court, Ms. Sasha Marsh, Judge Fondren, and our public defender, as well as all of those who served in helping us to complete this process. This is an opportunity where the attorneys will volunteer their time, so you won't have that expense, but you will have to pay the actual fine for it. So if you don't have that issue, but if you know of someone who has an issue, it can be any place in Mississippi, any county, any municipality within the state of Mississippi, just let us know. And again, that's going to be March 28th from 8 until 2 p.m. So thank you all so much for your attention, and I'll turn it over to Alderman Shipp and the rest of you.
Where we at?
Is there a motion? Is there a motion? Is there a motion? It's the move for Alderman Jones and second for Alderman Mary Mother to adjourn. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 4 ayes, 1 eye telephonically. By now. Even this adjourned.